Thanks for staying with us. Joining us now on this segment is a wellness and lifestyle medicine expert and a consultant, motivational speaker, and author, a Nigerian American with over 16 years cumulative experience in healthcare, pharmaceutical manufacturing, industry, regulatory, community, and hospital pharmacy practice. She is the founder of Dr. Physique Global Health and Wellness Center. Welcome with us, Dr. Susanna Adams, to the show. Welcome. We usually also celebrate women on Wednesdays, but you know, because you're in the health sector, we just thought to bring you on Tuesday. Maybe we can learn some things about health, lifestyle, lifestyle medicine. What does that mean, and how do we begin to preach lifestyle medicine to Nigerian women?
Okay, so the bottom line to lifestyle medicine is that even very lifestyle should heal you. It's our contribution to the healthcare, because I found out that many people just sit around believing we have money, maybe insurance, and there'll always be a medical doctor and a hospital to save your life, and maybe the government is not doing enough, etc. But we have a contribution to healthcare, and that in the very lifestyle that we choose to live and live consciously to make sure that we don't get sick.
So when we talk about conscious lifestyle, we hear about intentional living, dieting,
fruit and vegetables.
Yes, but sometimes we're talking to
I'm
very
sorry, yes, mic is off. I have to go on a break. So right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail, or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table. So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail, or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women.
ask questions if I want to ask questions. And if it's something that I saw coming, I may not even ask questions. I may just... I may even tell you I saw this coming.
What if it's in person, but then would it make a difference where? So like, this person might just say, you people can just be on Third Mainland Bridge on a bike. And the person say, babe, I cannot do it again. And you lose range. So what would change? What would change the scenario? Like, does it matter where? Do you want to have like a fancy dinner, like the film you were mentioning?
No, like finding up
and
you,
then,
right?
or do you want to be on the street?
No.
Thanks for staying with us. See our guest. You had a question.
Yes, the question.
You had a question. That's
I
what
asked her already.
Yes.
She was going to answer.
Ask me again.
Oh, okay. So I was just asking about the preventive medicine and lifestyle modification. Majority of Nigerians are struggling to find basic things to eat. So when we're talking lifestyle modification, can we bring it down to the most basic kinds of practical things that each Nigerian can do that is affordable to make themselves on a healthier path?
Sure, definitely, and that's what I teach. Even before we established Dr. Physique Health and Wellness, I was preaching lifestyle medicine everywhere, preventive medicine. It starts from when you wake up in the morning and you call health to consciousness, like you bring up, say, okay, you know what, today is going to be a healthy and happy day. Even just verbalizing that, I think that one is free. Everybody can do that. Then 2, you have water by your bedside. You know, you will shower outside, but did you shower the inside? Yes. Amazing. So you take your water, preferably warm water, so you can jumpstart your metabolism and then flush out the toxins from your system. And then, are you a breakfast person? If you're a breakfast person, then be consistent with your food. If you're not, be consistent with your lunch. But most importantly, when you get to eat, ask yourself, this food I'm eating, is it healing me or killing me? Yes. So is that consciousness? This is what everybody can start doing. And then your posture. Is your posture healing you or killing you? Because most people are going to end up here, you know now.
Sit up now.
It's a posture.
So, Doctor, it was, you know, in your profile that you were the first person to reverse type 1 and type 2 diabetes. How did you achieve that?
Okay. Actually, I can't claim that I'm the first person that reversed type 1 and type 2 diabetes. I think what is largely left out when diabetes is being treated is a lifestyle modification aspect.
Okay.
So when someone has diabetes and they show up to the Dr. Physique clinic, what I do is I bring in the lifestyle modification. You will exercise in front of me. You will drink that water. You will change your diet. We will give you a meal plan. So before you know it, the drugs start reducing, and before you know it, the sugar gets controlled, and then they don't have a need for the drug, because when they take the drug, the sugar will be too low. Well, how would you force the person to go back on the drugs? So these people call that reversal. Actually, medically, it's actually remission. Because if you go back to being, should I say stupid? Yes, because if you can escape this thing, and then you go back, it can come back. So that's why we don't like the word too much of reversal, though the condition is reversed.
So let's talk about, because just before the show started today, we're talking about local foods and the diets. So whenever they give you a meal plan, you go to the market, you can't even pronounce the things written out for you. So what do you work with? Do you work with available foods that, you know, within localities of patients that you deal with?
100% available and natural food found in Nigeria and Africa. So that's the beauty of what we are trying to do. So when you come, we ask you, what do you like eating? And then we have an idea of what you like eating. We already have all the food for your medical condition. Let's say your diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol. Which food group in Nigeria will get you there? I mean, people go abroad and they bring foreign things like cheese and milk and what you cannot find, bacon. So we actually bring uzoza, greens, ugu, garden egg. You will eat garden egg until your mouth will be tired. You will hate cucumber on our diet. So we bring in the local content, and actually wellness is very cheap. Yes, it's very
That's what we don't
It's
believe in.
very, very cheap. It's when you want to go exotic, like instead of eating, let's say, plantain and vegetable, you want to go for kale and pomegranate. You know, meanwhile, you can get the same thing.
People make camp
You know now. So, meanwhile, you can get it from soursop. The same vitamin C content. So that's how. So it can be done if you really want to do it.
When you spoke about posture,
Okay, go ahead.
everybody sat up. Please help us understand. How does posture? How is our sitting reducing our health or improving our health?
Okay, so actually, when you sit, you know, some people sit like this.
My people.
And then you see your lungs are like compressed and you get a minimum amount of oxygen into your system. That is number one. Then up straight. Then the second one is that 70% of all directors and retirees that use chair to work, they have what they call spondylosis of some kind, maybe cervical spondylosis, some kind, because they've messed up their spine and the structure and the slip disc, and they suffer with pain till they die, except maybe they do a surgical correction, and all those could be prevented. I just completed MPH, that is Masters in Preventive and Promotional Medicine, and since then I'm just a brand new person, and I have to kind of lead by example. Even the way I'm sitting, you can tell that I'm trying my best.
Just sitting like you want to stand up. An orthopedic doctor, and he puts a iron chain somewhere, drags her legs because he's trying to give her a posture back. How rigorous is the process to regain wellness if you lose posture, if you lose it over time?
So the most important thing is that don't lose it in the first place. Let's
Very
not
important.
worry about the people that have lost it.
Yeah, can we talk about, just give us a snippet of your book titled Everything Heals. Everything like what, and what?
So when I moved back to Nigeria, you know, it was rough initially, and I thought, if something happens to me, why did I come back to my country to say I'm coming to help transform the healthcare sector of my nation? I thought, okay, let me write a book as God gives these messages to me, and I just heard that everything can heal you. So just as I was starting to talk before, ask yourself a question. As I'm sitting, is this sitting posture healing me? Now, water is medicine. We know it. But we don't take water medicinally. We take water when we eat or when we are thirsty, and by then, there's already so much damages done in the body. Yes. So, water heals. Okay, think about it. Your sleep heals you.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, it heals you completely. So if you're
like too much sleep?
Yes, there's something like too much sleep. So the study shows that anything less than 3 to 4 hours, less than 3 to 4 consistently is as bad as 12 to 14 hours consistently for your age group. Wow. So there's a sleep requirement for infant, toddlers, and
Can I
teenagers,
ask you about food
etc.
again? Because, I mean, we have little time left. People always complain about carbohydrates, too much carbohydrates, and most of our food seems to be carbohydrates. So when you say eating healthy is cheap, I'm thinking, but they'll tell you these things will make you big because carbohydrates converts to sugar. So we Africans, we run away from these too much carbohydrates. Please, could you tell us, should we keep running away from these carbohydrates, or we should consume these carbohydrates?
Moderate it. Our grandparents grew up on carbohydrate because they needed the energy to trek to church, to farm, to every single thing. They burned those carbohydrates. You know, in lifestyle medicine, we say what you don't burn will burn you. Yes. So, for example, if you have all those calories in your body and you don't burn them, it's going to turn to diabetes, and then you have to be on drugs for the rest of your life, risk amputation, blindness, complication, and death from diabetes. So when in lifestyle medicine and preventive medicine, you always go to the future and say, you know what, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to retire and replace my job with hospital visits. So then you just say, you know what, there's something I can do. This is my contribution to my healthcare. And then you now start adjusting. Okay, let's say you needed, when you're younger, you need 1,000 grams of carbohydrate. You're not burning it, you cut it down. So it's not elimination, it's reducing. And then I want to also add that most Nigerians don't know what is carbohydrate based on in our clinic, all the salad you eat is all carbohydrate. Beans, all carbohydrate. Yes, the vegetable, but yes, it's vegetable, but the majority high in carbs.
Miriam says some of those things and it confuse me because we're not supposed to
actually everybody else understand. So some of the leaves we eat actually have carbohydrates. So if we eat that, we don't need to eat all the carbohydrates. What are you saying?
Yes, you can replace your carbohydrate with leaves. With leaves.
It's not filling.
It doesn't have to feel.
It's not even exciting.
Okay, think about it.
There's a thing in that. You have to gauge. You have to gauge.
You can gauge with plantain. You can gauge with healthier choices. See, I have friends that take 10 cubes of sugar and nothing is wrong with them. Go to the hospital, check. If you're fine, I can't change your lifestyle. But if this amount of carbohydrate is hurting you, then it's time to change. Then you look at your mom and your dad. Like my mom had diabetes, and now she's in her 80s. My dad still drives her around. They would have been gone.
Really?
Yes. But I just brought in. But that's my real story. That's how I got
in Nigeria.
Here. Come again?
They live in Nigeria. All these Japa people, they live there. They don't
so let's consulting with you as a wellness a wellness plan. So if somebody is listening to them and wondering, okay, I love what she said, but how can I afford it?
No, I believe we are extremely affordable. You pay your minor consultation fee. I think we should not look at, I think wellness is cheaper than a funeral bill.
Yes. Wow. Okay, so let me bring it in another way. Many, obviously, you eat.
Okay, so the 3 things you must eat is that, like in Benue State and a lot of places I've visited, the swallow is this size and the soup is like this. Like in Benue, they literally take the swallow, put it in the soup, shake it. No, even shake off the soup.
Wow.
And yes, I've seen that happen, and I think all my Benue people will support me there for the most part. There's even something called uka uka, where you literally just eat the swallow and pocket one small soup and keep doing your swallow. It's done in this country. So what we can reverse is increase your vegetable and soup okra portion and shrink your swallow. So that's one thing you can do. 2, drink your water whether or not you're thirsty. Even going on a 1 to 3 day fasting is enough to clean your body and clear your dead cells and make you refreshed.
What does fasting mean to you? Like you eat break at 6 and eat normal food, or
no food?
Fasting to me means 24 hours.
You're not eating anything?
Yes, just stay on water. You will not be hungry. Because the first time I tried it, I thought I was going to die. Like, will I wake up tomorrow? But when I went all the way to 10 days, I realized that anybody can do 3 days.
10 days?
Yes, I
just water.
Just water.
Auntie, I tried.
What was the result?
We have to wrap. Unfortunately,
Good health.
It's important for us to just let you wrap up on lifestyle medicine. Why is lifestyle medicine in a nutshell? So we wrap up.
Okay, so why lifestyle medicine in a nutshell is because in Nigeria, as I see it, when we try to open Dr. Physique, they wouldn't open us, they wouldn't allow us to open because they said you're either going to open it as alternative or as orthodox. And Ministry of Health has data that shows that 80% of Nigerians, we are doing some form of lifestyle medicine misguided. So we now teamed up, we have about 100 staff strength, mostly consultants.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap up. That's all.
Yes.
We can always share more of your details on social
media. They'll follow you from
online. I think one of the things that why this show exists also is to help Nigerians, especially those of you that have jackpot, to come to Nigeria. When I say jackpot, just saying somebody that traveled to come and help. So those of you solving problems, we will give you a platform to show what you're doing. Because part of what we want to do is embrace Nigerians, both home and abroad. Everybody who is solving problems, we'll definitely give you a platform.
But
so thank you so much.
I feel that we should just start from where we are. That is all.
That is all we can take on today's show. We'll see you